All right, welcome back. So today we are on the EXB. Refresh this with a new body, some tires, an axle, replace the fans. Took it out bashing this would be the fourth time bashing it. Every time it's broken. So at this point, broke a control arm, right front, got that replaced. Stealing the axles from my Creighton, so I got the axles. Bent the EXB pivot balls. These are off this RC. As you see, they're bent. Ordered EXB pivot balls, and they come solid now with a hardened shaft instead of the steel shaft under the EXB label. Now, the EXBs didn't come with this. I don't know if this is something they added later, but it's looking like they made a change. So this is what I'm talking about. Change parts. They could be just the upgraded parts for this because they know that these are having an issue because they bend. The other thing is, last time I had it out, had a hard nosedive and bent up the chassis. So now it's time to put a chassis in it. EXB chassis ARRMA 320614. So not all the parts are in from this last bash. Ruined a bunch of stuff, so now we got to tear it completely down and go through the whole RC and see what is bad. I do have a bunch of other parts on order because I have 2 more axles on order. I have another set of these EXB pivot balls on order. Control arms on order, and we'll go from there. But first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get these tires off, and we'll get to tearing this thing down and at least get the chassis changed out. Something you want to see? Stay tuned. This thing is literally, at this point, with the $200 I spent today on the parts I just showed you, $207.23, with $640 I had before, I'm $850 into refreshing this and still have a bunch of used parts. Knuckles, control arms, links, servos, all kinds of stuff. Remember, this was a roller. Now they do come as a ready to run with electronics in it. So at this point, refreshing your old ones, and this is what I talked about and I keep talking about, is with ARRMA versus my X-Max, I put a lot more money into running this RC than I do my X-Max. Stock for stock. It's just the way it is. I replaced the parts on the X-Max with Traxxas parts. I replaced the stuff on ARRMA with ARRMA parts, and ARRMA parts are a lot more expensive than my Traxxas. But we're going to get this refreshed. I do love this RC, and that's why I'm rebuilding it. And to show why I prefer an X-Max over an Outcast. I think the Outcast performs excellent. Problem is, it's going to cost you. But stay tuned. We're going to start tearing this thing down because I got to get everything off. We're going to try to pull it off in bolt pieces and transfer everything over to the new chassis. Be right back. So a little cut up just from working. Figured no reason to try to clean up when I'm just going to be working even more. We do have one tire that came unglued, which we'll have to fix. We're going to disconnect the steering. That's the longest pin in the front. So steering's disconnected. Now I should be able to take off the complete assemblies. Brace. There's an upper brace. Guess we can get the batteries out now. Right, now I guess we'll, oh, that's broken. So the lower support brace is broken. That's what that goes to. So we'll have to get one of those rod ends. So now we'll go after the big bolts here. And we'll go after the small bolts. go. And I guess we'll pull off the side skirts. That's the battery tray stuff. That one's bent up. Alright, battery trays. And the chassis is out. So it's just twisted up in this corner a little bit. Just the front nose. This side's higher, this side's lower. So it's literally twisted over. Alright, I went ahead and did a clip of what's going on with this chassis, the old chassis versus this. I'll insert that now. As you can see, this has got a pretty big kick up on the new chassis. This one, as you can see, is twisted and the whole thing is down. New chassis, old chassis. You can see it's just twisted on the front part here. This side is down, this side is up, but the whole thing is down compared to that. So we can go ahead and get rid of the bent chassis. It's bent in the front, confirmed. The whole kick up here is gone on the other one and it's twisted, laying over. So got all the parts cleaned up, got to repair one of these battery ends. Have to solder on a bullet because the bullet came off when I was disassembling it. So we're going to get that fixed. For the most part, we're going to go ahead and start assembling the front and rear assemblies. Just lost our light. And go from there. So it should be relatively simple. We're just going to slide on front and rear. I'll probably throw some grease in them as well. I did wash up all the parts, so everything's ready to go back on. Alright, we're going to slap this thing together before the light dies. Grab ourselves some grease. Pull off this front real quick so that we can fix this gasket that got destroyed. Meanwhile, what I'll do is make a grease gasket. So this, we can put in 4 bolts. That completes the front. We do have a gasket for this, so we'll just lay it flat. Should change out these rear arms. They've taken a beating. So 2, 4, 6. And then we should be able to slide on our bumper. That pin looks a little bent. Broken pin. Well, that ain't gonna work. So we need a pin kit as well. Wow. The things you find. It actually looked bent. What it is it's snapped on the internal. So I'm going to have to replace both arms and that pin So I'll have to order some pins. And I might as well order some arms. We're going to have to push this project off to the side until more parts come in. Which sucks because I was hoping to have this out for the holidays. I might be able to take my Traxxas pin and make a pin. But... or steal them off the Creighton like I've been doing. And then so that's about all I'm going to be able to do today until I get more parts. But there we go. So I'm going to get some baggies out, put these screws in it, and we're going to get some more parts. So stay tuned for part 2 of the rebuild. Replacing out this chassis. The front is already looking good. I can tell it's sitting level and it's not all twisted now. This thing wouldn't have lasted one more bash. But tearing it down, you can see all the damage that happens to one of these RC cars just from sending it. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about all the hidden damage. This is a common issue where these break. I've seen this a lot. You can put aluminum there, but then you just end up breaking other parts, which I do have this on my Creighton in aluminum along with the other piece, and then on the steering I have the aluminum button on my Creighton. So maybe we'll grab those two pieces off the Creighton and we'll go from there, because I do have the stock parts somewhere else and I'll have to try to find them. I think they just unscrew. But we'll take a look. I know I have them on the Creighton on those ends. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And we'll catch you on the next video. And just like the X-Max, you can see, brand new tire, 4 runs. And it de-beat it. So we'll get this re-glued. And this has a lip, and it still de-beat it. So we'll get that done, and we will fully, on the next video, finish this thing out. But like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.